Hey guys, Zale here from Deadbird Productions, and today we're going to do a really neat tutorial that kind of involves a lot of stuff, but it's going to teach you how to do examine or observe style blue magic, like featured in the Breath of Fire games. And pull this up. You can see I got the Breath of Fire wiki, and examine allows characters to learn abilities from enemies known as skills. If the character examines an enemy whilst the targeted enemy uses a skill, the character has a possibility of learning said ability. However, not every enemy ability can be learned. So in order to do this, you're going to need a couple things. First of all, you're going to need Yanfly's skill core, and you can get that from yanfly.mo. We're going to be using some of the way down here at the very bottom, the after eval tags. And then in addition, I'm going to show you some neat things you can do if you pair this with Yanfly's, he's got a tips and tricks for blue magic, and that uses this code. And we're going to use this in concert with this new thing that I've got to do some really cool stuff. So let's pull up the editor. The first thing that you're going to need is you're going to need to make a skill, and I call the skill Wild Hunt. I actually did another tutorial a couple days ago and I didn't like how the skill came out, so I redid it. And I've got it now where study an opponent and learn their weaknesses, and if the enemy uses a B skill while you're watching, you'll learn the skill. So I tagged this with a scan, and that's another tips and tricks from Yanfly, so that it'll actually do a scan and scan them, but it'll put this debuff on the enemy as well called Wild Hunt, and you can see the state. It doesn't do anything. It just lasts 5 to 8 turns, goes away at the end of battle. That's it. Okay, the big work is done in your enemy skill, which we're going to use one called Verdant Solace, which is just an enemy heal that I made. It adds a healing effect to them and does a light heal at the beginning. So you can see I've got Yanfly's blue magic tag right here. And then when you go down, I've got a after eval, and it's really big, so I've actually got it set up in a Notetag, or in a notepad for you. So this is what is in that Notetag for the after eval. It says if the user is state affected with our state, and the user is the right class ID, then the game actor is a battle member. So does the enemy have the state? Is our character the right class, and is the character in battle? I did this so that if you have multiple, I don't use it for my game, but if you had multiple characters that you were using with this class, then this would still work. If if the if you had the Wild Hunt state on an enemy, everybody that was that class would learn it that was in battle, but just in battle. That would add a little bit of user friendliness. I haven't found a way to get around that. If anybody knows of a way to get around that and make it where it's like your particular state, then please, by all means, let me know. But I played with it and played with it, and this was kind of the best way I could figure out, and for me it works great, and I feel like the user friendliness of having just, you only have to study them on one character for, 2 or 3 of your guys of that class to learn it. I feel like that would be nice for the player anyway. But continuing on, so does the enemy have the state? Is the actor the right class, and is the actor in battle? If the user does not, with the little exclamation point, if the actor doesn't know the skill, which is the skill ID, then we're going to teach this actor the skill. And then we've got our message, and I just adapted the message from Yanfly's traditional blue magic for continuity. And so it'll say their name, has learned, and then the name of the skill. And then we're going to put that message into a game message so that it'll pop it up and say it. Close out our if statements, and then end the after eval. Now, if you were doing a game where you were using classes and multiple characters could be a class that was doing this, you need to copy this and then go down and paste it back in, and you would need to change the actor IDs here, 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 and here. And you would need to do that for all of your actors. The class ID, would be your beast hunter or whatever class you wanted to call it. Your actors would be your actor IDs, and your state would be whatever your wild hunt or your examined state was. So now let's go to our enemies, give our enemy the ability, and I gave them another one, just an attack, so they have something. Go to our troops, and we'll do a battle test real quick. And I have Rellik, who uses this, examine blue magic, and then I have Astra, who uses Yanfly's blue magic, where it requires you to be targeted. And this has a really interesting synergy. That's why I picked a heal. We'll have Astra guard, and Rellik doesn't have the focus to do wild hunt, so I'll have him guard. Sorry about that. So, alright, we're gonna have him do Wild Hunt and get his state on them. I made a little action sequence, but there's the scan, and you can see it flashing the state up there. We're just gonna keep guarding on Astra. She's just kind of in the pocket until we need her. So the enemy did charge. Rellik learned it because the enemy had the state. And go into beast skills, you see, oh, I just got charge. And we'll go ahead and guard. Try and get this enemy to do this heal again. Keep guarding. I apologize for the length of this. Alright, here we go. So Rellik's watching the enemy heals itself. And Rellik learned it, but Astra didn't because she does the traditional blue magic. So now we can go into beast skills on Rellik, and we can cast this Verdant Solace, and Astra can actually learn this skill from Rellik because she's the target of it. And you can see Astra has learned Verdant Solace, and yeah, so easy enough. Really cool things that you can do with it. Some cool synergy where you can play, you could have one character learning a couple of different skills, buffs, and things that, the enemy wouldn't necessarily be using on the player. And then you could have that guy teach it to this other character. And, have some nice party play there and do some cool things. But that's going to do it for this tutorial. If you guys liked it, like, favorite, share, and subscribe. And as always, have a good one. And if you're gaming, may all your loots be fat.